Active Citizens Media. Today is a new episode entirely on this Active Citizen, and of course we're here to have conversations of the betting of a new Nigeria, and that's why we have taken about a month off. So I want to specially thank our viewers who have been patient with us all this while, and we are back and we start the discussion of the active citizens around Nigeria and people taking action on what the new project of Nigeria, which means taking Nigeria back. So thank you for your patience and of course for being with us all this while. So let's start the conversation today. The conversation is all about where active citizens connect. Wherever you are, you can connect with us, have discussion, and of course we move towards the Active Citizens Parliament, which will be coming later in the month. So I have with me people in the studio who are going to discuss about what we have been undertaking, what we have been going through, going into communities and putting people together and encouraging people to be active. I have with me in the studio Comrade Ikechukwu Sorenwuche, this Okechukwu Sorenwuche, who is also a lecturer at the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, and also the president of Anambra SME Forum. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and also in the studio, as usual, we have Angel, who is, of course, going to dissect some of this active citizens movement with us today.
Happy New Year, my active citizens. Welcome to the program, Hope Alive. Sit tight, relax, let's discuss.
Yes, as we dive into this very discussion today, I want to tell us a little bit about what we have been doing, and that is about being active. At the heart of Nigeria lies a movement, that is this active movement revolving around Nigeria right now. A coalition of people from all walks of life, united by one shared belief that we, as active citizens, hold the power to ignite change. We are doctors, we are farmers, we are traders and teachers, students, artisans, each with a story and a dream for a better Nigeria. Whether in the bustling streets of Lagos or the quiet villages of Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, we come together to create a nation where every voice is heard, every opportunity is accessible, and every life holds equal value. That is what active citizen is all about. And let's, before we dive into the linking of the cooperative that is working, let me come back to studio right here so that we can quickly get into the business of today. So welcome, Doc. I will be taking you as Doc because being a PhD invariably means that Doc, not on the medical side.
Sure.
Okay, first, you understand the concept of the active citizens movement drive for synergy with the cooperatives, because for a long time now, for about a year now, we have been talking about cooperatives coming together in different local governments. That is, throughout last year, that was the first background work that we did. But we've seen that people, take cooperatives for granted, but they did come together and make registration. So my question to you right now, based on the meetings that you people had, you invited me and I had to explain the active citizen, and of course gave a speech in the meeting that you people had the other day. So tell me your reaction to being active. Do you think that people has bought into the idea of being active, especially in their communities, starting from the grassroots structures that they do have?
Thank you very much for that question. If you look at what is happening in Nigeria, you will discover that Nigerians have suffered so much. And looking at the antecedents of their sufferings, it actually emanated from themselves. Yes, that's why I do not believe that most of our leaders should be blamed for most of our predicaments. It is actually the citizens that are the real architects of these issues and problems, because when a whole lot of citizens have decided to remain docile over a period of time, what do you expect? The leaders will only take them for granted. But when citizens are conscious and aware, so what is happening right now is like a change of narrative. The dynamics are changing, you know? So people are now moving from the era of slumberness, you know, to becoming active. They now are interested to know, to begin to ask questions about transparency in management of the affairs of the communities, the local governments. The last PG election we had in my community, if you see the turnout of the people, that's an indication of active citizens, because everybody is now interested. A lot of members of the community who are in Lagos, Sokoto, they all came back in December because they had information that there will be PG election. It happened in Ifitedunu, it happened in almost every community. So the activeness of people are now manifesting gradually by the day. So it fizzles from that community base to local government and now to state to federal level. So I am seeing a new Nigeria emerging, because the only way the country can be fixed is when the people are active, when the people begin to take part in their own destiny, shaping their own destiny, and begin to ask questions to their leaders and hold them accountable. So people are excited, people are happy to migrating from the era of slumberness now into active citizenship.
Thank you very much, Doc. Let me quickly turn to Angel. You know, yesterday I think you were there, and the woman leader, and I see you having conversations with the woman leader of the coalition of cooperatives. Generally, what are the discussions? Because I saw the women all marching on one side after the event. They were all being very excited. What do you think about their coming together as a coalition for, say, transparency and accountability on the activities of government in their areas?
Yeah, the women leader, or let's say all the women that are in the cooperative, they are ready now. Yes, they are much ready for the government, for the transparency, for the accountability, because, you know, there is nowhere you will go without a mother or a woman. In every household, there is a mother, and the mother will convince the husband, the father, the children, yes, participate in this politics. Let's see what government is giving to us. Everybody is interested now. What is our own share? What is government doing for us? We want to know. If it's not doing enough, we want to say, this is the project we want. We don't want to do your own project now. Let's do our own. Our women need this. Our women need that.
So it's a wake-up call.
Yes, it's a wake-up call for everyone.
Okay, Doc, let me come back to you, you know, taking from what Angel said and the side of the women. But tell me, you are the PRO of the Coalition of Cooperative Society, and my understanding is that there's over 150 cooperatives at the meeting you had.
Sure.
And obviously, from the statistics that was brought by the DCO of Oka South, yes, there is probably over 1,000 cooperatives registered in Anambra State.
Yes.
So now, being the PRO of the coalition, can you tell me what your coalition has done within the context of bringing people together? Because there was so much people who were there, and of course I was there, witness, and I will tell our technical people to, of course, show some of the clips of that very meeting so that our audience could see. So go ahead, Doc.
Okay, so now we are in a journey. Something is really going on, okay? Now, in Oka South alone, over 1,000 cooperatives are registered. That is documented. But for participation, 80 to 90% of these cooperatives have not been participating on issues of economic development, coming together to plan how do we create jobs. Because I keep telling people that government does not create jobs, but rather the government is expected to make the environment enabling, to create a very good enabling environment for jobs to thrive, for private sector to drive the economy, okay? So now we are involved in a journey, and we have been able to bring out a roadmap. We have our strategies laid down on how to, bring back these non-participating cooperatives. Because I tell you the truth, when people participate in any association and they see value, they get value for being members of that cooperative or society, they will continue to be participating. There will be consistency, okay? So now we are like rejuvenating the entire ecosystem. So now that we have started, I tell you, in our next town hall meeting that will be coming up at the Rakoile Center, you'll be so surprised that over 900 cooperatives will be there live to participate.
Wow, that is okay. Let me make a very quick introduction to our viewers, especially people who are just coming on right now, about the active citizen and the linking of the coalition of these cooperative societies. Now, the active citizens movement strives on the collective energy of communities determined to bring about meaningful operative societies uniquely positioned to lead this very transformation, representing diverse groups, farmers, traders, business owners, artisans, and more. Cooperatives foster unity by pooling resources and working towards shared goals. Because most people do ask me about what cooperative is all about. They're not businessmen and women and all of that. Their structure of the cooperative, the mission, aligns seamlessly with the objective of the active citizens movement, making them powerful agents of economic empowerment, capacity building, and community development. By leveraging Nigerians' extensive network of cooperative societies across all the 774 local government areas, we aim to engage at least 500 cooperative societies per local government. This coalition will form the backbone of a grassroots-driven movement. And of course, bringing together active citizens, civil society organizations, traditional institutions, and other stakeholders, it will serve as a platform for communities to actively engage with local and state authorities, ensuring that governance is participatory and developmental efforts are sustainable. It's a very united platform for change and battling the new Nigeria. And also, through this coalition, cooperative societies will act as bridges between the local communities and decision makers by organizing town hall meetings, facilitating workshops, and initiating petitions. They will amplify the voices of ordinary Nigerians, ensuring that their concerns are heard, acted upon. For example, in communities where basic services are lacking, cooperatives will mobilize resources and expertise to address immediate needs while advocating for long-term systemic improvements. For instance, a farmer cooperative in Nasarawa State could lobby for better access to irrigation systems, improving food security, and boosting the local economy. Similarly, a trader in Onisha cooperative or in Lagos might advocate for fairer market regulations and fostering a more equitable environment for small businesses. This localized effort will ripple outward and strengthening the national movement for transparency, accountability, and inclusive governance. Now, I'm talking about transparency and accountability. I envision that is what your coalition chairman, Professor Uche, talked about yesterday. So tell me more about your transparency and accountability initiative as far as your coalition coming together is driving for.
Good. Thank you very much for that question. Our focus is to make sure that we build and cultivate a culture of transparency and accountability, because that is the only way the society can thrive. If you look at these two keywords now, the opposite is corruption, The opposite is embezzlement. Wherever you see transparency absent, accountability absent, it means that place is experiencing corruption and embezzlement of public fund. So, but with these two key variables present, so what we are doing is starting from our own coalition, the cooperatives now, to entrench this culture of transparency, this culture of accountability in all we do. Let integrity become our watchword in every of our decision, in every of our implementation of projects. So by the time we are able to achieve it at that level, we will now be well better positioned to begin to ask questions, begin to refer to our leaders.
Yeah, but talking about projects like you mentioned, I recall that yesterday the talk of the meeting is mostly about a project that the coalition is undertaking that concerns transparency and accountability, precisely tracking of federal government constituency project allocation of 2024 that has to do with Awka South local government. How do you guys intend doing that?
Well, concerning the constituency projects for the year 2024, what we are currently doing is to get all the information we need. First, when we get this information, because there are processes in project implementation, right? If projects are budgeted for, the government is expected to release funds for their execution. So we are building track of all of this, having all the information at our disposal to make sure that out of all these 76 projects, estimated about something billion, right? Good. That we want to begin to ask questions. How many of such have been implemented? And also, how many of the appropriated funds have been released? If all the funds have been released, who were they released to? And who were asked to implement this project?
Whether they are executed.
Exactly or not. And
Okay.
So by the time we find out that, oh, this thing has been executed and done according to specification, of course, the citizens will commend those that are responsible for this execution, because it means that they are now ensuring that whatever the government has given to the people has actually gotten to the people.
Yeah, but I think, again, looking at it from the perspective of the business aspect, that cooperatives are involved, because I understand cooperatives are really business enterprise.
Of course.
Now, doing tracking of these projects also means that your cooperative will be involved in the execution of this project, and thereby creating community enablement.
Exactly.
And also making money in the process too.
Exactly. That is why when we are involved, there are some of these projects that may not even need their execution, getting contractors from far away. Some of these cooperatives may be better placed to even carry out this implementation by way of getting the work to be done. Because, for example, now let me give, for example, if a federal government says borehole, for example, drill a borehole for a certain XYZ communities, and within us here, we have borehole companies within our cooperative, it is better handled by them than going to Abuja or Lagos to get another borehole contractor. Because only the cost of transporting his equipment might even go up half of the money. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that is why we are saying, once we get active in what is going on, I mean, our impact will also be felt in the whole application of this.
All right, thank you very much. We'll be right back. Let's take a very short break. Let me go market. We will soon come back. Thank you.
Are you planning a trip to Anambra State, Nigeria, and you need a place of comfort, a place to relax and catch some fun? Well, Don Reed's Hotel and Suites Awka is the place to be. Don Reed's Hotel is equipped with luxurious rooms ranging from the standard rooms, the deluxe rooms, the executive rooms, the presidential suites, apartments with special features. The amenities in this room include a smart TV with multiple TV channels, the king-size wardrobe, the uninterrupted power supply, the water heater, free Wi-Fi, and more. The Roots treats you with a complimentary breakfast from their exquisite cuisine, not leaving out their superior eating lounge and exciting bar. The outdoor area has a casino and games with tiny swimming pool and exercise arena. The gym, of course, is enabled with sporting gadgets for your physical fitness. The grandeur of Donri's environment leaves you in total awe. Visit Donri's Hotel and Suites today and experience the comfort away from home.
Okay, so welcome back. So I think from what we have gathered from Comrade Okechukwu Sure is as the PRO of the coalition about empowering the communities. We should all understand that by returning, that what he's actually saying is that by returning decision-making power to the people, the coalition will ensure that the communities have a direct say in policies that affect their own lives. And this empowerment, I believe, will enable grassroots solutions to local challenges, kind of fostering a sense of ownership and responsibilities to the host communities. Now, Angel, let me get that very one. You've heard what Doc has to say here about transparency in the project. What do you have to, add to that as it concerns transparency, especially in these constituency projects that he said the cooperatives tend to join? Because we have discussed the one of Enugu some time ago, where we have millions budgeted, and people from Enugu reached out to us that there's none of those projects exist. But it seems like it's existing in Anambra State, because we don't have to say no, none exist. It's simply, I think the coalition wants the representatives to come and tell them more, and then make them to be included on that. Your take?
Yeah, my take is clear, because apart from it's going to create more jobs within the cooperatives. You understand? Just like Doc said, instead of going to Abuja to get someone to do the borehole, it's within us there. Apart from it, it's going to create more jobs within us, create more enablement, and the person will know, oh, I will participate in this borehole, so I'm going to do it well. And
again, I believe that the community will also benefit, because if it's the same people in the same area, they will make sure that it's done to standard.
Exactly.
If not, they'll be held accountable.
Exactly. It's Mr. Nwankwo that did it. Come and check it.
I think it's a very laudable initiative and project that you guys are undertaking. And being active citizens, we keep on supporting the synergy between us and the cooperatives coming together, because we have been advocates of cooperatives right from time. So my last question, because we're actually running out of time, is now, from the meeting that was had, it was kind of agreed that there's going to be kind of a town hall meeting. Are you going to invite the senator representing the senatorial district and the House of Rep member to the town hall meeting? Because obviously they are the ones that are having some sort of an oversight function on this project, who has the expertise to actually explain which of the project has been kind of executed and which one is pending and which one has been taken. Because it is them that can actually bring about giving these cooperatives some of these localized jobs in their communities to act. I think they can facilitate that as facilitators.
Sure. In our anticipated town hall meeting, we don't just hope to invite the senator and the rep member. Key stakeholders will be invited. We will have to invite traditional rulers of all the communities involved in Awka South. We also need to invite the church leaders too. The bishops that are sitting in Awka capital will be invited based on denominational whatever. So we're going to also invite women leaders, youth leaders, the business community, okay? Every stakeholder will be invited in that. So while our representatives in the National Assembly will now be our special guests to be able to address some questions that will come from our members, from our people on a lot of issues, okay? There are things they need to tell our people for them to understand more. We agree that they are doing a wonderful job, fine. But they need to also come and tell our people, this is what is happening, this is what is happening. And once the people are more informed, when the people are carried along, I tell you, the entire system, the entire society will be happy.
Because even it means that even corruption will be reduced, if not eradicated. Because when there is transparency
in every step, everybody will be happy. Suspicion will go, and people will believe. Credibility will come back. You know, that is it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Comrade Okechukwu Sirenwuche, who is also a lecturer at the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, and the president of Anambra's SME Forum. Thank you very much for being with us today, and also the PRO of the coalition.
Yes, the coalition.
Thank you very much, and we'll be having more of you as the day goes by, because this project is the project that we want to let people undertake in different local government across the 774 local governments in Nigeria. We want people to start acting like your people, coming together, not one cooperative, but coming together as a coalition to actually drive change, to birth a new Nigeria. Sure. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll get some of your coalition members also have their thoughts on this, and of course encourage them to, in the case where they can call in if they are unable to come to the show, and of course also join on Zoom so that we can have diverse discussion on what is happening in their communities, because they are in different communities. Tell us what is happening, and we can have a discussion on all of those things. Thank you so much for being with us on Active Citizens.
Thank you.
So that is as much as we can take. I know our time is up, but let's continue to promote civic awareness of active citizens across board. If this is the first time you are coming to the channel, Active Citizens, please do like and share so that other people will know. Thank you so much for being with us today. And of course, Angel, tell us what you as you want to close out.
Thank you so much, our Active Citizens, for being with us today. Like, share, subscribe. Let other active citizens know what is going on, that we need transparency, accountability now in our politics. Yes, and we need to open our eyes to our politicians so that they will do the needful for the whole communities and their constituencies. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you. We thank you. We love you. But God loves you more. Bye for now.